Aarav's biggest struggle was that his mind was never under his control. He lacked discipline. His thoughts wandered endlessly, and focusing on studies felt impossible. The moment he sat down to study, his phone, social media, or random daydreams would pull him away. "I'll do it later. There's still time," he would tell himself. But later never came. His parents and teachers warned him repeatedly about the importance of discipline, but Aarav dismissed their words. He believed intelligence alone was enough for success. One day, his school announced the results of a prestigious scholarship exam, one that could pave the way for his dream of becoming a doctor. Aarav had taken the test with high hopes, but when the results were declared, his heart sank. He had failed. His friends, the ones who had studied with dedication, passed with flying colors. His teachers, who once praised him, now looked at him with disappointment. Shame burned within him, not because he wasn't smart, but because deep inside he knew he had wasted his time. That evening, he sat alone, reflecting on his failure. He thought about the countless hours he had spent lost in distractions. And at that moment, he realized the bitter truth. Intelligence alone wasn't enough. Without discipline, success was impossible. Determined to change, Aarav decided to seek guidance from someone who had mastered self-discipline. He had heard of an old sage, a man who once lived a life of chaos but transformed himself through sheer mental strength. People said he now lived in a quiet monastery outside the city. The next morning, Aarav set out to meet him. Upon reaching the monastery, he found the sage meditating under a tree, his face radiating calmness. Taking a deep breath, Aarav bowed and said, "Master, I struggle to control my mind. I want to be successful, but distractions keep pulling me away. Please teach me how to discipline my mind." The sage opened his eyes and smiled. "Ah, the restless mind, the greatest challenge of all. Let me tell you a story. Many years ago," the sage began, "there was a young man named Veer who dreamed of becoming the greatest archer in the kingdom. He was strong and talented, but his mind was scattered. One day he would train diligently. The next, he would waste time in distractions. Determined to improve, Veer sought out the greatest archery master in the land. "I want to be the best," he declared. "Teach me the secret." The master took Veer to a riverbank where the water flowed steadily. He handed him a bow and arrow. "Shoot that leaf floating on the river." Veer aimed and released the arrow, but he missed. The master asked, "What did you see when you aimed?" Veer hesitated. "I saw the river, the trees, the sky, and the leaf." The master shook his head. "That is your problem. Your eyes see too much at once. A true archer sees only his target and nothing else." Determined to improve, Veer trained for months. He conditioned his mind to focus only on the target. Eventually, when the master asked him again, Veer answered with confidence, "I see only the leaf." And this time, when he released the arrow, it struck the target perfectly. The sage turned to Aarav. "Your mind is like Veer's. It is distracted by everything around you. If you want success, train your mind to focus only on your goal." Aarav nodded, understanding the lesson, but he still had one question. "Master, how do I train my mind?" The sage smiled and gave him 4 simple rules. Control your thoughts. Every time your mind wanders, bring it back to the task at hand. Like the archer, see only your goal. Create a routine. A disciplined mind needs structure. Set a daily schedule and follow it strictly. Eliminate distractions. Identify what steals your focus, your phone, TV, unnecessary activities. and remove them while working. Be consistent. Mental discipline isn't built in a day. Just like an athlete trains his body daily, train your mind every day. Aarav took the sage's advice to heart. He created a strict study schedule and stuck to it. Whenever his mind wandered, he reminded himself of his goal. He stopped using social media while studying, even deleting unnecessary apps from his phone. At first, it was a struggle. His mind resisted, craving distractions. But he didn't give up. Day by day, his focus sharpened. He reached a point where he could study for hours without losing concentration. Months later, when he sat for another important exam, he was prepared. This time, he didn't just pass. He secured the top rank. Aarav's success wasn't due to luck or intelligence alone. It was his disciplined mind that had led him there. And as he stood on stage receiving an award for academic excellence, he remembered the sage's words. The mind is like a wild horse. If you don't control it, it will take you where it wants. But if you train it, it will take you exactly where you want to go. From that day forward, Aarav lived by one principle: discipline your mind, and success will follow.